90% of resumes don't make it past even 30 seconds of screening. If you want to land a great product management role, no matter what roles you've held in the past, you need to craft a killer resume that screams product manager. I've reviewed over 1,000 resumes and hired many product managers. In this video, I'll go through 4 common reasons why resumes get rejected, from most to least obvious. Hey, my name's Akash. I have a decade of product experience. I'm a Harvard MBA grad and angel invest in startups. Subscribe for ways to level up your product management skills and career. Let's go. So the first reason is just poor formatting and grammar. Formatting and structure not only help grab the reader's attention, but they also showcase an attention to detail and a general regard for the application and resume process. So take a look at this resume on the left. This resume is actually 8 pages. I'm not going to read through 8 pages to figure out what's important and what's not. This other one, while it is 3 pages, it could have easily been compressed to 2 pages because there's a lot of white space that's wasted on the sides. Of course, there's a bunch of typos and grammar and formatting errors that I see in resumes, and all of these show me that this person hasn't paid enough attention or hasn't reviewed their resume enough. A big block of text is just not appealing to read and is clearly showcasing that this person has stuffed their resume with keywords rather than making it easy to read as a resume. In addition to the block of text, this person has listed their experience in chronological order, which is not what you want to do in a resume. In a resume, you always want to have your experience in reverse chronological order from your latest experience down to the earliest experience that you've had. Okay, so takeaways. The ideal resume is just 1 page long. You can go up to 2 pages if you have more than 15 years of experience, but I myself till today have a 1-page resume. So save all the details for the interview and stick to specifics for the resume. Also utilize good formatting, white space, and check for typos to make sure the impact is felt. So the next one is role mismatch. The good news is that no matter what role you've held in the past, you can highlight and showcase product management skills to land the interview and convince the person on the other side that you'll make a good product manager. These are the job requirements that I had listed for this particular role. This resume, while they have applied for a product management role, they have not listed product management anywhere on the resume, including in the skills section of their resume. This person has just graduated a year before they applied for this role, and so they don't even meet the minimum requirements for the years of experience that were needed for this role. So this is clearly a case where they have just submitted their resume without reading the actual requirements of the role. Again, in this case, this person clearly has some great experience, but hasn't crafted them to be seen from a product management mindset. They still list all of their experiences from a very sales and go-to-market heavy point of view. So takeaways, you want to make sure that you highlight the 8 essential skills that are required for product managers that I go through in this video. And you want to make sure that it becomes very evident to the reader of the resume that you'll make a great product manager. Really quick, if you want to build a killer PM resume, check out my resume kit at this link. I've compressed all of my knowledge and insights into easy to follow and actionable guides for you. Additionally, I've included a bunch of templates so that you don't have to worry about formatting. And I've even included examples of my own resumes that have landed me PM interviews and jobs to get you started and to give you an idea of what a good PM resume looks like. So the next problem is just requirements mismatch, which is where you haven't tailored your resume to the requirements listed in the job itself. So again, this is the job that I was hiring for, and as it says in the title of the job itself, this is for a Web3 product manager. It even says clearly in the requirements section that experience building or working with Web3 products, familiarity with Web3 technologies, familiarity with API design and development, strong technical background. All of these things are requirements of the role, and anyone applying should hold all of these. So it's really surprising when I get resumes like this where they clearly have the product management skills and they have built up the skills and played the role in the past, but they don't mention anything about Web3. Again, this person talks about digital description generation, product development of banking portals, a lot of great things in the finance sector, but again, nothing related to Web3 or no specific mention of Web3 itself. This person has been a software developer and worked on the technical side of things, so they probably have some experience on the API design or technical fronts, but again, no mention of Web3 specifically, which is something that's a core element of this role and clearly listed in the job listing itself. So for this role, I was clearly looking for someone who had experience with building and managing a Web3 product. It's very easy for me to identify when someone doesn't have that experience and is just using the same resume to apply to a bunch of roles across a bunch of different open companies and positions. Unfortunately, the spray and pray model doesn't really work and is very easy to identify. Instead, what I suggest is to tailor your resume to the specific requirements for each job that you apply to. So this fourth one is really actually the most important and least obvious reason why resumes get thrown out a lot. It's essentially related to impact and metrics. So if you look at this resume, they have a lot of great experience and talk about how they have worked in different industries, in different positions and different kinds of skills that they've built up along the way. But the most critical thing that's missing in this resume is they don't talk about any of the impact that they've had or any of the metrics that can be used to judge how their work has been or how impactful and how helpful they have been to the organization. Again, this resume as well talks about a lot of different roles that this person has held, including a co-founder role, which is a great analogy to product management skills, but they haven't talked about the value that they built or the impact that they had on the business. This person even has a product manager role and founding advisor role where they must have built a lot of the skills that are required to be a successful product manager. But again, they haven't listed any way for me to quantify and see how impactful were they actually in these roles and how much value did they actually deliver, which is something that I'm really looking for when I'm looking to hire a product manager. So you have to understand this is a core tenet of the PM role. PMs are responsible for outcomes and not output. So it doesn't matter how many product discovery or customer calls you've had or how many designs you've wireframed and sketched. I want to know what is the actual impact that you've had on the business metrics. So this is one framework that I've seen for easily making sure that you list out the impact or outcomes of your roles in your resume. But I like to simplify all of this into this simple sort of formula, which is drove X outcome by doing Y action. So you want to first upfront talk about the outcome that you've had, and then you want to talk about how you brought about that outcome by doing a certain action. So looking at a few examples here, you can say increased revenue by 27% by launching a new product. So the work that you did was launching a new product, but you understand that that had the eventual impact of increasing revenue by 27%, generated $400,000 of pipeline by hosting a series of webinars around different industry use cases. Again, generated or delivered X outcome by doing Y action. So now that you know the 4 most common mistakes and reasons why resumes get thrown out the window, you'll want to click on the link on the screen that will take you to my killer resume kit that will show you exactly step by step how you need to build the perfect resume, including templates, guides, and even my own resume as an example to show you what a good resume looks like.